I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hey there, I'm Matt Tilmann, and welcome back to another episode of The Mitt and Dad Show. Here's something they won't tell you in any productivity course. The concept you've seen on 100 LinkedIn infographics is fake. That's right, fake. Not inspired by real Japanese philosophy, not loosely adapted, fake. The 4 circles, what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, were never part of the original concept. A Western creator put a Japanese label on a career framework and it just took off. The actual practice is quieter, simpler, and honestly, way more useful for people like us. And that's what this episode is about. So today I'm going to walk you through what Ikigai actually means in its original form, why the popular version is steering creators in the wrong direction, and I'll give you 3 small experiments you can run this week to start finding yours. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear sense of what your version of this practice actually looks like, and not some overlapping circles diagram on a whiteboard, but something real enough to carry into a hard Thursday morning. So let's get into it. Before we go further, quick word from one of my partners. If you're anything like me, you've got ideas, voice memos, random notes, and half-finished thoughts scattered across your phone, your laptop, and probably 3 different apps. Mem is how I got all of that under control. Mem is an AI-powered notes and knowledge management tool that learns how you think. It surfaces the right things at the right time without you having to build complicated folder systems. I use it to capture ideas on the fly and connect the dots later, which, as a parent with 10 free minutes at a time, is exactly what I need. You can get 20% off your first 3 months of Mem Pro at mem.ai/via/Matthew. That's mem.ai/via/Matthew, and be sure to use the promo code MittandDad in all caps at checkout. Link will be in the show notes. All right, let's get back to it. So here's the version of Ikigai you've definitely seen. 4 overlapping circles, what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for. The Venn diagram sweet spot in the middle is your Ikigai. Clean, logical, looks like the answer, but it has nothing to do with the original Japanese concept. Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles wrote a book called Ikigai. I finished it recently. I'll link it in the show notes and honestly would genuinely recommend it. It was very helpful. Learned a lot as well, and come to find out they spent some time in Okinawa studying some of the world's
Question. Real estate in California. What the Seriously, can someone help? What's an escrow? What's an ARM? What is an REO? What is pre-approval? Can I get pre-approval? Why is inventory so low? Why are interest rates so high? Oh, interest rates not so high? How low is low? How not so high is right?
Before you go down the road of questions, get expert help at championsofhome.com. California Association of Realtors. Who's your realtor?
longest-lived people. The concept those elders described wasn't a career framework. It was a reason to get up in the morning. Say, a garden, a neighbor who needs help, a 6 a.m. ritual with green tea and the news. Sahil Bloom puts it plainly in the 5 types of wealth. Your purpose doesn't need to be connected to your profession. That one sentence blew up what I thought I knew about all of this. See, the version circulating on LinkedIn is a career planning tool. It'll tell you to find the job where your passion, skill, income, and mission all line up perfectly. It's been in circulation for about a decade or so, and the people sharing it are honestly no closer to settled than the day they started. The original practice is something else entirely. Quick break to mention one more tool I want you to know about. Eden is a personal AI assistant built specifically for busy, high-performing people. If you're managing a lot of moving parts, say your job, your side projects, your family, maybe even your own headspace, Eden helps you cut through the noise and stay focused on what actually matters. It's the kind of tool that earns its place in your workflow fast. You can start a free trial over at eden.so/via/ Matt, MATT52. That's eden.so/via/Matt52. Link is in the show notes for that as well. Back to Ikigai. So here's what the real version looks like. Washington Burnap, writing 2 centuries ago, put it this way: the grand essentials to happiness in this life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. 3 things, small things, and the book quotes him right alongside the Okinawan elders as if to say, this isn't a complicated idea, we just keep making it one. Ikigai in its original form is the reason your feet hit the floor on a Thursday, not a Friday when plans are made for the weekend, not a Monday when you're proving something, Thursday when nothing exciting is on the schedule and you have to decide what you actually care about. Here's the part that got me. The book makes a distinction I want you to sit with. Ikigai works like a compass. The 4-circle diagram works like a map. MIT Media Lab's Joy Ito calls this compass over maps. His idea is that in a world moving too fast for perfect plans, a clear direction beats a perfect route every time. A map promises you'll arrive somewhere, a compass just keeps you pointed. For me, I've been both people, and you probably have too. I've had the map, the milestone, the number, the target, and when I hit it, I had nowhere left to point. And then I've had the compass, the writing itself, the conversation, the work I do even if the numbers never changed. One of those versions of me closed the laptop and waited for a feeling that didn't come. The other shows up at 6:15 in the morning. The person I became while chasing the number is the only part I get to keep. Now, if you're a creator, here's where this gets specific. 2 of those 4 circles overlap almost immediately for most of us. You love making stuff, you're pretty good at it. The other 2, what the world needs from you and what actually pays, those get murky fast. And when you're missing a daily
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
practice underneath, every algorithm shift looks like a sign. Every new format looks like an answer. Creators don't chase shiny formats because they lack discipline. They chase them because they're unanchored. And see, Ikigai, the real version, is the anchor. Dr. Shoma Morita built a whole school of therapy around one question. What do we need to be doing right now? Not in 5 years, right now. Thursday morning, the question is the practice. We're almost through the main content and 3 quick experiments coming up after this. And just a reminder, if you want to go even deeper on everything we've talked about today, Ikigai, finding your practice, applying this as a creator, I've linked my full newsletter issue on this topic in the show notes. It includes a free 8-question Ikigai starter PDF you could even download right now if you want. No opt-in, just grab it and use it. There's also a paid AI prompt pack if you really want to dig in. And with that, I know sometimes AI can be a touchy subject for a lot of people, but sometimes you just need that extra boost. So be sure to check out the links below. All right, 3 experiments. These are small, low stakes. You can run all 3 this week. So the first experiment is what we'll call, say, the Thursday morning test. Pick one morning this week, 60 minutes before the day grabs you. Do the thing you'd want to be doing if no one was watching, no money was coming, and no algorithm was rewarding it. Write down what you picked. That's a data point. You might be surprised what shows up. Experiment 2. The 4 questions slowed down. The 4 circles aren't useless. They're just usually done too fast. 30 seconds gives you shallow answers. 10 minutes per circle gives you something real. So sit with these 4. What did I love doing at age 9 that I don't let myself do anymore? What do strangers thank me for that I shrug off? What problem in the world makes me feel something close to anger? And what kind of work do I get paid for that doesn't drain me? And so after you've answered those, be sure to write those down in a paper notebook, a Word document, you name it. The friction matters. This is not a phone exercise. And then last, experiment 3, the notice list. For 7 days, write down 3 things that you noticed that day. Small things, the way your kid said your name, the light at 4 p.m., that first sip of coffee. By day 7, you'll see what you actually care about. It's rarely the thing you thought. See, You're after a compass that works on a hard Thursday, not a trophy that you set on a shelf. So remember back to the beginning, the claim I opened with that the concept you've seen everywhere is fake? Here's the full picture. The 4-circle diagram isn't useless. It's just a career tool wearing a philosophy costume. And the reason it leaves people feeling empty after they've filled it out is because it points you toward a destination, a job, a role, a perfect overlap. The original practice points you toward a direction, a daily reason, the work you do on a hard Thursday with no applause coming. That's the whole thing. Ikigai isn't a diagram you fill out once and frame on your wall. It's the small daily answer to one question. What would I do this morning if no one was counting? Find that, do that, and then the rest sorts itself out. One final word from my sponsors before we close out. If you haven't already checked out Mem, again, I'd encourage you to try it. It's how I keep track of all the ideas that come out of conversations like this. Use code MittenDad for 20% off your first 3 months of Mem Pro at mem.ai/via/Matthew. Link will be in the show notes. And again, Eden, for those of you managing a lot of competing demands, there's a free trial over at Eden/via/Matt52, also in the show notes. Okay, a couple of things before I let you go. If you want to go deeper on Ikigai, I've written a full newsletter on this topic over at Mitten Dad Minute. The link will be in the show notes as well. And there's a free PDF for you there, the 8-question Ikigai starter, and you can download it without signing up for anything. Just be sure to grab it and use it this week. And with that, if this episode hit home for you, the best thing you can do is leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening right now. Takes just about 60 seconds, and it genuinely matters for helping other parents, parent creators, parentpreneurs, solopreneurs, you name it, find the show. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, say a creator friend, a fellow parent or colleague who's chasing the wrong number, send it to them, share it. That's how we grow this thing. All right, Thursday morning, 60 minutes, what would you do? Write it down tonight. That's the start. Until next time, take care of yourselves.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.